Do you constantly die in Return to Moria when faced with a lot of mobs? Today, I'm going to teach you the basics of combat and not to panic in situations like this. If you're new here, I'm with Best Daniel. Let's get started. There are two types of weapon styles, one-handed and two-handed. Starting with one-handed weapons, generally speaking, one-handed weapons typically involves a shield. First thing to know about using a shield is how to block with it. Hold down the right mouse button and you'll see your character blocking with the shield. Once you're blocking with your shield, in general, no monster can hit you. The game also defies logic. Even when the monster is behind you, you still won't take damage. Someone should let Boromir know about this trick. Then maybe he'd still be with us. Or the developers wanted shields to be like force fields. I suspect one day they'll fix this. The other thing with the shield is that you can bash with it. While holding the right mouse, click the left mouse button, which will result in your character's shield bashing them. The first benefit of the shield bash is that it will typically knock down the enemy at the expense of stamina, which lets you run in and get a few swings on the monster. The other benefit is that it will do a small amount of damage to the enemy, which makes it great against bats. A shield bash will typically kill a bat at one hit. Just wait for the bat to get close, shield bash them. Once you shield bash a monster and they're on the ground, you typically want to let go of your right mouse while running in and start hitting them like crazy with your weapon. The negative aspect of shield bashing is it does require stamina, which means you can run out of stamina in the middle of combat. Then you won't be able to shield bash anymore. If you're out of stamina, just keep holding your shield up. When the monster hits your shield, you'll block it. Then you run in and hit him 1 or 2 times. One thing to note is if the enemy has poison, their attacks won't do damage, but you will be poisoned. Therefore, in this situation, it's better not to get hit at all by walking backwards. One last thing, in Journal, keep backing up, kite them along. This will help you not to get overwhelmed by too many mobs at once. Do you have any basic combat tips? If so, drop them in the comments. An additional point is there are multiple types of weapons, slashing, bludgeoning, etc., each with pros and cons depending on the type of monster you are fighting. For example, swords are great for crowds, as if there are multiple monsters together, it will do damage to them all. The different weapon types will be its own video, including their charge attacks. In the end, take it slow in combat. Keep your shield blocking. If you don't have stamina, just wait for the right moment and hit them back. Moving on to two-handed weapons. The controls are similar to one-handed weapons, plus shield. Left click to attack and right click to block. Some of you may say, blocking is just as effective as with a shield, as monsters do 0 damage. The issue is blocking with two-handed weapons will cause its durability to drop quickly and you'll quickly break your weapon. In that case, you need to carry lots of two-handed weapons. The strategy with two-handed weapons is to do 2 things. First, when you see the monster's attack motion starting, you need to move out the way, either backwards or to the side. Second, once their swing is done, move in and start attacking. As you fight more and more mobs, you'll get a feel for their timing. So you'll know how many hits you can get in before you need to move out the way for their next attack. Whichever weapon you prefer, these strategies will get you through most mobs in the game. Let me know in the comments what your favorite weapon is. In our next combat video, we'll go through more advanced tactics, rolling, jump attacks, types of weapons, and a few other things. Like and subscribe.